For the next 3 days, we're going to explore Budapest, one of the most beautiful cities in the heart of Europe. We're two retirees hooked on travel. Follow us on our journeys around the world. We're staying in the center of the city, and we'll be seeing the city on foot, by boat, local buses, and even a beer bus. The quickest and least expensive way to get from the airport is to just jump on the direct bus, which is in front of the entrance, and before you know it, you'll be dropped off right in the city center.
Good morning from Budapest. Today is the beginning of our 2-week tour through Central Europe, and it's our first morning in Budapest.
You'll find countless sidewalk coffee shops and restaurants. This is a great place for breakfast right in front of the famous Jewish synagogue. We're seeing a lot of tourist buses, so apparently this is a very popular tourist destination.
What is this?
It's a poached egg with avocado.
Yeah. And here's my bacon bagel.
Make sure you download the Bolt Taxi app on your phone. They're everywhere. The app works similar to Uber, but you pay the driver directly. Also, you have the trams, the buses, the metro. It's very easy to access any place in this city. You can just use Google Maps for your directions, and it gives you all the options for the public transport. And buying the tickets is really easy. The hop-on and hop-off bus isn't the best experience. All you end up seeing is the top of buildings, and you end up having to wait a long time for the bus. You can go anywhere with public transport and the Bolt. My favorite thing really is to just walk around and find things interesting, just like this. It's Saturday, and apparently this is some kind of a market, and you just never know what you're going to find. Across from our apartment, there's this funkiest place you can not even imagine. And last night the line to get in, it went over a block long. Now there's this vintage clothing market going on. So let's check it out. This place, it's unique, colorful, kind of a hippie style place. It has a mixture of bars all over the place, and like who knows what else. Judging by last night's crowds to get in, it must be one of the most popular places in Budapest. It's an old building that should have been condemned. It has been cobbled together by dumpster finds. There's graffiti everywhere, and the combined rattiness kind of makes it unique and popular. It's probably not a bad place for a cold beer during the day, but I can only imagine what it would be like with all of these tables full and with little place to stand with hundreds of people in here. Have you seen anything like this place? I sure haven't. So that's the name of the place if you're interested to check it out. Okay, we're on the 4 o'clock boat tour. It's a 55-minute boat tour. It's 5,000 Hungarian, so whatever your exchange rate is, it's not expensive. It's really worth seeing Budapest from the water. Last time we were here, it was during the pandemic and they just weren't running. We do have other videos on our previous visits here, and it shows other activities to do. Those videos will be listed in the description below. There's a promenade on both sides of the river, and there's floating restaurants. There are sidewalk cafes. It's a lively place for walking, or you can just rent a bike, and that's a fun thing to do. You will see beautiful buildings, bridges that connects one side and the other. What I like about Budapest, it isn't overcrowded like many other European city destinations, and it's extremely safe, and it's less expensive. The famous landmark of Budapest is the House of Parliament. The building is magnificent, and it sits on the banks of the Danube River. The Baroque architecture, it's stunning, and the sheer size, it makes it the largest and the tallest building in Hungary. It's especially beautiful at night, with the light shining to show off all its glory. So the bridges, they separate Buda, which is on one side, and Pest is on the other side, so it's Budapest. In the distance, you can see the Budapest Palace. It was the complex for the Hungarian kings. Now it's the National Gallery, and it's a historical museum. You will see all the Budapest landmarks from the water. You can just take some great pictures or just sit back and enjoy the boat ride and the view. There are quite a few companies that offer this tour. You have a sunset, an evening, and dinner cruises all to choose from. There's all kinds. There's Swiss, there's Dutch, there's Viking, Gate 1. They're all a little bit different, but they all go up the Danube. Budapest happens to be one of the busiest river cruise ports. You'll see them all lined up along the riverbank while the tourists are out visiting the city. It's fun to see how many different river cruise ships there are. There's Viking, Gate One, there's from all different countries. This one is a long one with a contemporary design. Don't miss visiting the Castle Hill. This is where there's many museums and you're going to get some fantastic views of the city. It's really a fun place to explore, and there are a lot of great restaurants with views too. Visit the Fisherman's Bastion, which is a lookout terrace where you can actually see some of the best panoramic spots of Budapest. The most scenic way to get up to the hill is to take the funicular. It's better than walking the steep hill or the steps. The main purpose of our visit here this time was to celebrate our friend's graduation from dental school. We had a full program, and one of the events was this beer bus trip around the city.
Beer bus.
Now we're on this bus. It's called Beer Bus, and they have like a beer taps at your table, and he's delivering cups right now. We're driving around the city, and I guess we're going to be drinking beer the whole time. It's called the Beer Bus. So let's have the road.
How it hurts to see you smile. Like a dagger hit me. She just seems so juvenile. I just want it to be me. I wanna say the word.
Wow, the Beer Bus. Woohoo!
Sure as to go out. My heart drops when you play around. How can you be up when I'm down? Don't wanna think about it right now. Maybe you just wanna be friends, but there's a fight when we are talking. Maybe you just wanna pretend, but I can read between the lines. Even if I can't deny that all the things you say are hurting, still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna play. Baby, I don't wanna play. Even if I can't deny that all the things you say are hurting, still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna play. Baby, I don't wanna play.
I found the beer bus trip is definitely a fun way to explore and see the city. A good place to watch the sunset is on a rooftop bar. There's many of them across the city. Budapest is one of my favorite cities. Our journey now continues on the way to Austria and Bavaria. See you there, and thanks for watching.
Are you comfortable?